Hello everyone, George Ramblin' Man here. I am at the Harley Demo Days at Killer Creek Harley-Davidson in Roswell, Georgia. And there's only a couple of us here today, and it is great because we are just going on bike after bike. I've been on the Softail Deluxe, been on a new Street Glide, which I fell in love with very quickly. And now I'm going to take out this Road Glide, which is probably the biggest motorcycle I've ever been on. But this comes in this green, I guess they call this a hard candy color finish. Very sparkly. It's got the 107 in it. As you can see, it's got the frame mounted fairing and the handlebars turn. Just a great looking motorcycle. So let's take it out, give it a ride, see how we like it. Again, the handlebars turn, the fairing doesn't. It's got the infotainment system. It's a little bit farther away from you than the Street Glide, but still pretty nice. So let me accept this, put on the navigation, and just see what it shows. Trying to find the gear indicator on this. There we go. Remaining miles, odometer, trip A, trip B. Yeah, it does feel a little bit different. Fairing's way out in front of you. Takes a little getting used to that the handlebars are turning and the fairing's not. But I actually kind of like it. I think it's definitely the kind of bike you wouldn't want to be trying to reach out and touch that touchscreen. You'd have to figure out how to use it with the joystick. Going to take a little 5-mile loop on pretty much some city streets around the dealership. About a 12 minute ride. It's not too bad. Members of the local hog chapter here are serving as our road captains. So there's the gear indicator. I see it now down in the little small LED readout underneath the tachometer. It's pretty small, but you can read it. I'm in third gear now. The Softail Deluxe had a tank mounted speedometer with a really large LED readout. You could really easily read the trip odometers and gear indicators and that type of thing. And this is a big bike, but it handles really well. Seat is comfortable. With my vision actually having the screen farther away from me, I can actually read a little bit better. So this is a pretty sharp turn. Let's see how this big old Road Glide makes this turn. Smooth as silk. The suspension seems to be nice and smooth, and I'll be interested to see how the Indians compare to this. They say the suspensions on the Indians maybe are a little plusher, but I don't know. To me, you can almost be too picky sometimes, and to me this is just very comfortable. The seat is nice and padded. Again, I might consider adding a backrest if I kept the stock seat. My feet are in a good position. You can see right over the top of this little short windscreen. Hands are in a good position. It's just a very comfortable riding position. It's a big bike, but just super, super comfortable. My escort that's following me is on a trike. One thing I noticed about this gear indicator, I guess it's probably the same on all the Harleys, is that when you have the clutch in, it doesn't read out. You have to have the clutch engaged before it will read what gear you're in. I'm not sure if it's possible to have a gear indicator that reads it all the time or not, but if that's possible, that would be a good idea. So we're just kind of winding around the roads of Roswell, Georgia here. I'm on a 2018 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Probably the Road Glide Special. Not really sure. Now, after about 10 minutes on the street glide and about 5 or 10 minutes on the road glide, the question becomes, which do I prefer? I don't know. That's a tough question. I love them both. I guess it just comes down to personal preference over what you like as far as the styling goes, the shark nose type fairing of the road glide or the batwing type fairing of the street glide. The street glide feels a little more compact. Things are a little closer to you. Probably makes it a little bit easier to read the gauges. Like, you know, I kind of like the infotainment system being a little bit farther away from me. Just my eyesight, that's actually with my with my glasses on, perfect. And as far as the motors go, both the street glide and the road glide have the identical motors, and you know, the handling characteristics and the brakes, the power, they're all, you know, very, very similar. So I think road glide, street glide, I think it's strictly personal preference. Obviously the street glide is the best-selling motorcycle that Harley-Davidson has. But they say the road glide, people put more miles on road glides than any other model. And I can see this, man, this is built for a long, I could see this as a cross-country trip. Man, you get out on the interstate with this thing, lean back, maybe have a little backrest. These bars come up a little bit more than the street glide, I think. Like almost like a little mini ape feature to them, but seem to be just very comfortable. You know, put some heated grips, put a heated seat on this thing, and take off across the country. The salesman at the dealership that was kind of giving me the briefing on this bike showed me the radio. Man, the radio sounded great. I don't want to turn it on. I want YouTube to flag my video for any copyright infringement. I'm enjoying just watching the navigation. There's plenty of wind here. They've got these big openings underneath the infotainment system in the fairing. I'm sure you can close those off so you get a good bit of wind comes through there. And this windscreen is a short windscreen. You know, if I was going to go on a long distance trip, I might you know, get a taller windscreen on there. I don't know. wonderfully smooth and powerful, massive motorcycle. Like I've said on some of my vlogs before, I'm keeping the bike I've got for a couple of years until I get ready to retire. Then I'm going to get myself a new bike. And I'm completely open to what I'm going to get. I mean, I have no preconceived notions at all what I might buy, but riding the Street Glide and Road Glide today just really kind of opened my eyes to how nice those two motorcycles are, or these two motorcycles are. And I would have a tough time, I think, deciding between the Street Glide and the Road Glide. I mean, I like the looks of the Road Glide. Maybe some people don't. I like the looks of it. Guy behind me's got his radio on, playing Kid Rock, one of my favorite musicians. This has got a little bit of vibration to it. I'm sitting here, you know, at a stop, and it's shaking just a little bit. But I guess nothing like they used to. And once you start, boy, it is smooth as glass. Happy Jack used the word smooth about 15 times on his review of the new Honda Goldwing. And I'd have to say that I've used it a few times on this Street Glide and Road Glide. I guess it's all perception, but very smooth if you ask me. Alright, we're returning to the dealer. This is the third bike that I have ridden today. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Great folks here at Killer Creek. Wonderful day to ride. And some beautiful brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycles. I tell you, it'd be a hard choice for me between the Road Glide and the Street Glide. They are both beautiful motorcycles.
Well, let me show you something real quick.
Okay, do it.
You may or may not know this. Go ahead and mount the bike again.
Okay.
Now, this is a little trick that the touring guys do, the guys that ride heavy bikes.
Right.
So you're on your bike, and go ahead and ride it up like you're getting ready to take off. Okay. So you feel the weight of the bike. When you all right, now put it back on the kick. Alright. Now turn your handlebars where the wheel is looking this way. All the way. Come on. Alright. Now ride the bike.
Wow. That's a lot easier.
That's right.
That's a little trick.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's a good trick to know.
And that, especially if you have to get a bike like this where you got luggage and then your saddlebags is much heavier.
Or a passenger.
It just pops right up.
Yeah, or a passenger too. I tell you, you know what? I like the Road Glide because I don't know. I like the way the handlebars are. I like this air coming through the fairing here at the bottom.
And those close off.
Yeah, I know they do. I've seen that. And you know, the infotainment system is farther away from me. I don't think you'd be reaching out to do any touching. You'd have to do it here on the joystick. But you know what? For me, in my old man eyesight, I like it. I actually can see it. The Street Glide is really nice. I feel a little more compact, you know, with the Street Glide. This one here, I feel, you know, I was just riding down the road and I was saying, you know what? If I was going to hit the highway and go across the country, I don't think you could pick a better bike than this. I mean, you know.
That is really where this bike is distance riding.
Right.
People that have transitioned from there to here.
Yeah. You know, it's also just a preference thing, I think, on the styling. Some people don't like this shark nose fairing, but you know what? I like it.
always been a love-hate.
Yeah, it is. I like it. I think it's great. Well, Steve, thanks so much for letting me ride today. I appreciate it. And you guys have some beautiful bikes. I will. I tell you. I got a couple more years till I retire, and I told my wife I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna leave early, and I'm gonna go to the Harley dealer, buy me a new bike, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks.
There you go.
But that day's coming sooner than later, which is a good thing.